Hello, 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 guys. So, hello everyone. Today we're going to build this UI live. So now the first thing I'm going to show is the demo of the UI of the OpenAI ChatGPT UI. Here is a ChatGPT Open UI. So yes, it is very simple and basic. It's very simple and very basic. So we can, like, it's not that difficult to build it. Let's look a little bit at the responsiveness. So yes, good, it's not bad. So now I will try and explain what I'm going to build and how I'm going to build it. So here we are brainstorming. The first section here is to brainstorm. So let me whiteboard. So let me take a screenshot of the image. If I can take a screenshot of the image. Okay, the brainstorming. So now the tech stack I'm going to use is React and Tailwind CSS. That's the tech stack, and I'm going to use the React, the component architecture, and I'll use different components to build up the UI. The first component that I'm going to create is the header component, which is here. Let me reduce the thickness of the line. Yeah, okay. The first component I'm going to build is the header component, which is here. And the second component is the main component. I don't want to build another component just for the footer, just because of this small line, because of this small text of code, this small text, because I don't think that's really necessary. So to build this project, I'll just use two different components. One component for the header, another component for the main. And inside the header, I will create three div, or two div on the left hand side and three div on the right hand side. So to eventually I'll use the nav tag to make everything work right. So basically that's how I'm going to build everything. It's not that complicated. So how does the architecture looks like? How will it look like? Is very simple and straightforward. Give me a minute. So the architecture really looks like this. So we will have a file app.js, and in this file we are going to import two components, the header component and the main component. So eventually, as you guys can see on the design, I will have also to create some other custom component, for example for this buttons, or for example a component for the drop down menu, because here there's a drop down menu and here also there's a drop down menu. So I don't want to create two different components for that, because it can be done only with one component. So that's basically my brainstorming. It's not that complicated. So, and moreover, that is just one page. It's just a single page application, so it won't take that much of time. So that being said, let us install React and Tailwind. The first thing I will do, I'll create my folder. So let's say chat GPT clone UI clone. open it. So here's the folder. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is that this live is specifically for those who are front-end developers and people that want to learn how to brainstorm or learn how to build layout from scratch, so that you guys can really understand what is going on in the background. So now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open my terminal. Here's it. I'm going to like install React and all the rest. So to install React very fast, I basically personally use the VITE guide. The VITE guide here's it, with this npm create VITE latest. From there on, now I create everything that is necessary. So now they're asking me the name of the project. I'll call the project ChatGPT clone. Say UI clone, UI clone, UI clone. That's it. The next same word here, and I'll choose React. And here I'll choose JavaScript. No, yes, and let us wait for everything to install. It's taking some time. Okay, I think that everything is correct now. So let me see. Here is a boilerplate. So now let us go to install Tailwind. So I need to close this. Go to open my VSCode and make sure I open folder. Clone, here's it. So that was all. And now let me open my terminal on VSCode. To do that, you press Ctrl Shift and with O or with P, something like that. With O, and you have the terminal being open. So what I'll do here, I'll first of all say npm run dev to run the website on locally. Here's it. So we have this boilerplate. So now let us go on to install. Now let us go on to install Tailwind. So yeah. Let me open another terminal. Tailwind. It's true that when you do it with Next.js, everything is being installed automatically, but I sometimes like to do it manually, because after doing this, you still have some other steps to do. So for example, here I'll go to the VITE plugin and insert these two lines, TailwindCSS and import Tailwind. So let me just copy this guy. Let's go to the VITE config file. Just paste here and okay, copy this guy, paste it here, and also copy this guy and put it inside the plugin array. Oh, it's taking time. Okay, nice. Delete everything here so that the red should disappear. Okay, that's it. Okay, I think that's all for now. The next step here is you go to the main CSS file and import and put this import there and import Tailwind. After that, I think that everything is okay. After that, we are done with the installation. So where is the main CSS file? Here's it. Index.css. just delete everything, paste it. Sorry, I think it was import Tailwind CSS. I don't know if it's correct. I think that something is missing here. Yeah, this estate. I think that's how we call it. Estate. Okay, that's it. So now that being said or that being done, I'm going to explain to you how the folder in the boilerplate folder in React looks like. The first folder that we have here is node modules. Yeah, this folder is just there to store all the libraries that you install. So for example, in this lab we're going to use lucide React for the icons, so for the various icons. So now the next thing here is public. Public is just there to store the files or the media that will be publicly shared, something like that. And if you take notice of this icon, this one, you will see that when you open your application, here is the icon being shown at the top here. So the next file, the next folder is a source folder. Source to src to represent source, and more precisely is the source code. That here is a folder where the source code is being found. So here we speak about asset. Asset is where you have all the pictures, icon, media, video, and so on and so forth. Here is a app.css, so the CSS file that designed the component of app. Here is the main CSS file, and here is the main component. Let's say the main component, and it is this component that is being generated here or rendered on this index.html. So afterward we have git ignore file, which is just there to tell Git how to ignore, which file to ignore here. So basically it's more like how can I say, you guys will see it when we're going to push and host everything. So host, we're going to do that on Vercel. So push and host on Vercel. So Vercel does not, we cannot push on Vercel, we can only push on GitHub. So the next thing here is just the JSON file where you see all the different dependency that is being, the different dependency that's been installed with your version. So for example, lint for JS is version 9.36 and so on and so forth. So yeah, we still have a package JSON, same thing, same method, same idea. Tailwind VITE, we're using the version 4.316. React, we're using version 19. React DOM, I don't know if we install React DOM. No, I don't think so. But why is it there? Is it coming directly with React 19? Okay, I don't really know. So at the end we have a readme file that really basically explains, give you a description of the project, and like you can read here. Yes, it's been stated that the template provides a minimal setup to get React working on VITE with HTML and lint rules. And at the end we have the VITE config.js file. Here is where you basically write everything that you, maybe the framework that you are using. For example, here I'm using Tailwind, so I could have used something like SAS or Bootstrap or something like that. So basically that's everything you have to know about the structure of the file. So here I'll do something, I'll delete this file because it's not that important, because I'll be using Tailwind. You can style inside the tag, so inside the project. So I deleted it, and also I deleted everything. I leave everything like the same, and here also I will delete everything. Oh, sorry. Here also, what's wrong? I will delete everything, and I will use this command to generate something. So let's say welcome to the live. So yeah, I'll use my first Tailwind command, not my first, but the first Tailwind command on this project. So before that, let me pause of all, divide my screen. Here's it. So I don't know if anybody wrote in the chat. Hello, mate. I hope you're doing well. It has been a long time. Nice to see you. So, top motivator. Thank you, guys. I hope you guys are doing great. Yeah. You guys should not forget to like and leave a comment on the video, on the live. It really boosts the video. So now let us focus on doing this thing. So now if I save it, you guys will see welcome to the live. And yeah, let us write our first Tailwind command, which is, for example, we want to increase the size of the text, and we want the size to be either 2XL, 3XL, and so on and so forth. But I'll say 6XL, save it, and I'll make the thing bold. No, let me say semi-bold. Semi-bold is better. It's not that thick. So semi-bold, and you guys see here. I can also change the color text, maybe red, and I'll choose like the intensity of the color with this number. For example, if I say 50, 50 will be a little bit, it will be red, but not that intense. So the opacity of the color won't be intense. But if I say 900, because it ranges from 50 to 900, the intensity or the opacity of the color will increase. So as the rule here is simply that the smaller the number, the lesser the smaller the opacity, and the color will be less visible. But the greater the number, the thicker the opacity. So if I put 500, that's it. So that's basically the first Tailwind. That's simply some Tailwind commands that you have to master and learn. It's not that really difficult, and this Tailwind documentation is very, very, very good. So now we're going to start everything, start the programming. I hope you guys are there. So now I'll close the screen. I'll take this my picture. So as I said, we are now brainstorming on how to create this layout. The first thing that you have to take in consideration is that you're working with React, and in React we work with components. So that's why we talk about thinking in component. Thinking in component simply means that you can see a whole structure like this. Let's say the structure name is B, and you see the structure and divide it so into 3 different parts. You call this part 1, 2, 3. So these 3 different parts are called components, because when we put them together, it gives us the original structure, which is A. So now thinking in component is simply the art of looking at a structure or looking at a design or a feature or a functionality and dividing it into different components or into small other functionality or small other parts. And that's what we're going to do for this UI. So as I can see here, there are 2 main components that can create from to make sure that this UI is well represented. The first component that will create is the header. The first component that will create is a header, which is let me show you guys. I don't want it to be too big. So where is that? Yeah, okay. The first component that will create here is the header, which is here. The second component that will create is the main, which is here. Let me put it, give it a different color, red. That's it. So with that in head, let us move on and create the two component and give it a and leave it empty. So the first thing you have to do is just go to your source code folder, open it, give it the create a folder name component, because yeah, that's how that's basically the name, the conventional name that we want to give when we want to when we want to create a bunch of components. So the conventional name of the folder that will contain all the components is just components. So why should we use components? Because it easily helps other developer, React developer, to understand which folder, what's the whole of the folder simply. So component, and inside component I'll create two React files. The first file is header, boom, CSS. The second file is main. So main is just to represent the under section. The body, let me say that. Now inside everything, inside every of these component, I will just go there and create a function with this command, and here I'll say I am, let me just say header, just to make everything to go faster. Header, and here I'll say sorry, close it, and inside the main I'll do the same thing. So RCFCE, I'll call it main. So now for visual reason, to make sure that the design is so easy to understand, or for anyone, for beginners to understand, I'll give each component or the div inside this component a border. Let me say, for example, like here, as you guys can see here we have border red, here we have border yellow. Let me say that, I hope that is yellow. So I'll give it let's say, move it, say border, let me say border, let me give it the size of 2 and give it the color of red, border red, and I want it to be like, say 500 is a good color. Okay, now that being said, we shall go and do the same thing for header, and here we shall instead give him the color yellow. But wait, let me first of all, before doing that, let us first of all make sure that these different components, header, the header, so these two different components, the header and the main, we want them to be rendered inside the app component, and to do that is straightforward, very simple. So you just go inside the app component, you import. So normally I'm not using any React library here. So import the name of the component header from header from the header, so from the folder component. So eventually, since I'm using this lsynth for React, with the help of the auto completion, the import is directly completed. So when I say now import main component, and that's it, we have everything. So now inside here I would say, like, let me remove these guys, let me also give the outer, let me give him the outer div a border. So let's say border 2, and let's say border color blue, let's say blue, and let's choose the intensity. I want it to be thick blue so that we can see. Do you guys see? No. So let me increase the size of the border. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Nice. There's it up here. So now inside it, I will call the two different component header. Oh, I don't like when it appears like this, but It's still correct, but I like when it's like this. It looks nicer. So yeah, we have the main component. Let me delete it, main, and that's it. So yeah, we have header and we have the main, and you guys can see that here's the border of the header. So here's the border of the header. Sorry, the border of the main, and we have the border. We have header which does not have any border. So now we're going to put the border of the main of the header. Sorry. So yeah, I'm going to say sorry. I'll say border 2 and border color. Let's say green. We increase the intensity green. Yeah. Wow. I hope you guys are seeing. Yeah. I think that if I increase the size, you guys will see it. So, but I will leave it into. Let me say 8. It's too big. 4. Okay, not bad. I will also put the main. Give it a border of 4. So that's it. That's it about the borders. Let me close this guy. So if you guys are watching, don't forget to like the live and comment. So now that's it about the structure. So now we're going to now focus on the outer div, this outer div which is inside the main component. So the first thing we're going to do is to first of all make sure that the main component covers the whole screen. It's very, very important. So here's the main component. So if I give it, the main component is what is represented with the blue border. So for example here, if I give it a width, a height of, let's say 400, you guys see that it's very long. So it almost covers the viewport. So if I say 40, yeah, that's it. So here's the main component. So here's the div, the outermost div. So what I want here is that I want this outermost div to cover the minimum screen height. And to do that, so eventually it's very important to always do that when you want to create an application, web application, let's say front end, because it really helps like the design to be very good and very nice in front of the viewport. So when I say, for example, min height full, I am telling React that I want my application to cover the full viewport. The viewport simply means that what you see, so what the user sees. So here is my viewport, like this. So anything that is below, or maybe let me show you guys again with this example so that you guys. Let me say height, it was 400. So eventually, let me say here, let me write here viewport so that you guys can see viewport. So here's a viewport, all this square. Anything that is below this, anything I cannot see on this square is not my viewport. So everything I can see here is my viewport. So the command that I was talking about is there to make sure that the div or the outermost div covers the viewport. So command is min h, minimum height, the screen. So that's it. And you guys are seeing now that this blue is covering the whole viewport. So if I remove it again, you guys will see nothing. guys see that okay, the div just covers the header, just covers the header and the main. So if I put it back, this guy see that it covers the whole viewport. So now that's all. The second thing we're going to do is going to give it a background color. So to do that, we just go simply you can use the dev tool, just to go inside and just go to the style. You go to the style, you are going to have the background color of it. So if you check very well, you're going to see the background color. And personally, I already have the background color, so I won't check it here. So the background color here is black because we're inside the dark mode. So there are two things, there are two possibilities here. Either you use the TailwindCSS command, say black. Either on the other hand, either you use this command and make sure that the text is white. So change text color to white. Either you use this command, either you go on and create your own custom class. So yeah, we're going to create our own custom class. That will be better so that you guys will learn very much. So yeah, what I will do, I will still go to the main CSS file, create my custom class background bg is a color, yeah, let's say background color equals to this color. And that's it, and we go here and write the same name here, say background color, and you guys will see that it will work. That's it. So that's the background color. So for this outermost div, the first thing that we did is that we gave it a background and make sure that the div covers the whole viewport. That's the first step. So now the next step that we're going to do here is to make sure that the alignment of the different div, we want it to be like this. So I don't really, so we want the div, so we want the div layout to look like this. So like this, like vertically, yeah, like vertically. And to do that is very simple. We shall use the command flex. So for example, we're going to say flex here. When the flex, you see that everything goes. So let me increase the size of the text here. Text size sorry, say for 3XL. What's wrong here? Sorry. 3XL. That's it. It's a little bit bigger. I may give it also here. Let me do it so here. So now we got to make the text bigger. Why is it that this border is white? The header border is not supposed to be white. Green 60. Green 60 does not exist. That's the reason why that is white. So that's it. Green 600. Just know that the numbers start from 50 to 900. So it's like 50, 100, 200, 300. There's no 600, 330. No. There's always a difference of 100, except at the beginning. So now, when you do flex, all the div element inside this wrapper or outermost div stand like this, looks like this. And when you do like flex call, we have this. So you see that this and this are almost are almost the same. So just that some color issue, that's just it. So that they're almost the same in terms of positions. So now what I will do is just that the main section covers everything here, whereas here the main section here is supposed to cover everything, so like covering all this area, whereas here our main section does not cover all the area, so there's still this space. And to make sure the main section covers all the area, we can use another command which is called grow. That's it. So you guys see that the main section covers all the area. So for you guys to see it clearer, I'll remove the borders of the outermost div. Everything here. Voila, that's it. So the main section covers everything. Let me give it red. Let me give it here this guy yellow, so that it matches what we are doing on the other side. The yellow is too thick. Let's say 500. Not bad. Let's say 200. Okay, yeah, that's it. So in terms of positions and layout, you see that they are almost the same. So we have our header here, we have our main here. That's it. So they're almost the same. So now the next part that we're going to do, we're going to focus on each section and work on them thoroughly. So work on them precisely. So I don't know if there's any other question. Okay, no one is answering on the chat. So yeah, okay, now let us focus on the header. So we're going to go inside the header component and do everything that we need to do to make sure the header looks exactly the same as we did it, as we see on the code here, on the UI here, on the main UI. So now let me take a screenshot. No, I think that is not necessary. Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. So let me just copy this guy here. Let me snap this guy here and make sure and do again this outlining. So there is main, and yeah, we go for the header. So the header was yellow. Okay. So now let me copy it. Where's my whiteboard? Can put it inside my whiteboard so that we can follow it, or we can see it so that we can see the progress. So should I create a new whiteboard? Yeah, why not? So now let me say step 1. Step 1. Now let's go like this. Oh yeah, like this. Step 2. So now in step 2, we're going to just focus on the header. So here's the header. So now let us do some brainstorming to see how the layout works out. So now the first thing that we'll do here is to create a, so we already have a layout that is like the header. So we already have this layout like this. So now inside it, I'll create like 3 different div. So one div for this section, which should be, let's say, orange. One div for this section, which should be, let's say, this color. I don't know the name of the color. And a third div for this section. So eventually, the way I see it is that the div is like this, the third div, and I'll give it blue. That's just it. That's just what we need to do here. So that being said, let us first of all create the three different div. So this first, that's one here. So now let us say div 1 icon, div 2 job menu. So here's the job menu is because of this guy here. So and div 3. So now this div 3 is going to have all these this button, login button, sign up free for free, and this question mark icon. So let's say login, sign up, sorry, say help icon. Okay, that's it. Okay, nice. Let me increase the border. I like it when it's really thick. Let me say blue. Tonight blue is a better color. Let me give it 500. Good. So now that's it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that everything stands vertically. Horizontally, yeah, in this direction. So let me just copy this guy and paste it here. It's big. Okay. So to do that is pretty straightforward. We're going to use the command flex again. Now we're going to use the item center, items center. Okay. That's it. And here, to make sure that everything stands vertically, I'll simply come here and say class name, say item, say flex, item, items center. So you see that everything is now vertical. So here for this div, I'll say grow, but let me give it a border so that you guys can border. Say border say 4. Sorry, there's an error here. Border 4. Say border color. Say green. 500. Okay, that's it. Should I give also this other guy's colors? Yes. Class. Yeah, red. Okay, and here also class name. Let's say purple. I don't know if purple exists. Yeah, purple exists. Yeah, that's it. This div, I'll ask him now, so because we use flex item like this. Yeah, I'll ask him like flex, I'll say grow so that it covers the rest of the space. And I will say now afterward justify and think it's so that everything goes at the end. So you guys see that we step by step we're having our design, so you guys goes at the end. Yeah. So that's it. Now let us walk from the beginning to the end. Then we'll remove these borders because it's already too big. So okay. So now we want the icon of this. We want the icon here. Open the icon. Just open the div here. Yes. Yeah. Container. Interesting. Okay. Here is the header. Here's it. Okay, here's it. So here's the SFK SVG file of it. So I'll just copy it. Copy the element and paste it here. So where's my thing? Yeah. I'll change it since it's supposed to be clickable. I think so, yeah. I'll change it to A tag. I'll give it the href, or let's say like this. Or I don't really know, but let me finish with this, then post this guy. Oh, it's long. Here's it. It's really long. Really long. Let me reformat everything, yeah. Okay, that's it. So now, yeah, I'll give it which link, chatgpt.com. That's it. So I think that's all. Then we want this border. Increase it. So, ooh. Let me increase the size of the, let's say 40. Yeah. 40. Good. So yeah, what can I do again? Let me increase the padding. Should I? Because if you guys see the space, I'm gonna work out this thing. The space between the icon and the margin, so I can increase the padding. Yeah, increase the padding. Maybe how should I increase? Yeah, maybe on the outer div. So I'll do that here. Was I not supposed to use header here? Should I? It's better to use the original name. So let me say header. So now, yeah, I'll increase the margin. Let me say margin 8. Ooh, it's too much. 2. Good. Now the space on the horizontal axis, I will say space x 4. Good. Good. Now, good. Looks good. If I click here, good. Yeah, good. Now, why did I want to do again? Oh, there's an over effect here, so I can just say over effect, over let's say background. White. It's too much. Right, wait, velocity 10. Not bad. 50. It's not bad, but it's not that good. Let me just leave it like that. I'll style it after. So I think that here we're done. I think that's everything that we need to do about the OpenAI logo. So let me look at the chat if there's any question. Okay, no question. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed the live. Yeah. So you guys saw that, for example, yeah. When I click on the link is being opened on the same page, and eventually that can cause some security issues. So eventually, anytime that you want to use a tag, you have to always, and you want that the link should open on the next page, what you have to do is use target and give it like blank. So it would basically open the link on the next. If I click now here, oh, it's still doing the same thing. Let me run it again. Let me save it again. Normally it's supposed to work. Voila. It opens a new tab to show you the link. So now to make sure that, because if you leave it like this, I read somewhere that it can cause some security issue. So the best thing to avoid all those stuff is to use this attribute rel no opener. The first thing that you have to write, and the next thing you have to write is no referrer. So no referrer. So like that, there's no more security issue with your A tag. So that's all for the link. Now let us go to the drop down menu here. This one, yeah. And for this one, I think that we shall use some other stuff online, or some already built drop down menu that exists online. So to do that, you can simply go on the internet and say drop down menu React Tailwind, and you guys will have enormous examples about different drop down menus in Tailwind and React. So it's very useful because sometimes it's not that pleasant to program everything, like to code everything by yourself, because like it's not that interesting. So personally, yeah, the different drop down menus, and according to what you wish, you choose anyone. Here's it, for example. Here's a drop down menu. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's also another one from Tailwind Plus. Here's also another one. So you can just copy the source code and modify it at your will. So here's also another one. Here's another one. That's it. And also here is another one from Geek School, Geek Code, Geek for Geeks, Geeks for Geeks. So, and personally, I use the drop down menu from this guy, from the website Geek for Geeks. So the first thing you have to understand is that I will here create a prompt, sorry, a component that will help me to do all the stuff, that will help me to create this drop down menu. So since I don't have a picture of the drop down menu, I cannot take a picture because I will just look at it here and do it. So the first thing I will first of all do, the very first thing is to install my library lucide React, because you guys see this. Do you guys see this arrow here? Yeah, it is an icon. So, and to find that icon, I need to use lucide React. So to do that, to install lucide React, you simply go on the internet and write lucide React icons, and you'll see the official website, and from there on you can go to guides, and eventually they're going to show you how to install it. So if you're on the web, you can use this guide. If you're using React and you're using Node Package Manager, you copy it and you just come and paste it here. That's it. That's the first thing you have to do. The second thing you got to do here is no, let us first of all finish and see how it's working. So the next thing, I'll show you guys how lucide React really works. So it's very straightforward. It's like you go to the different basics. No. So for example here, they're telling you how to adjust the different colors. Lucide React is really interesting. Icons. Go to icons. So you choose your icon. For example, I want a down arrow, an arrow that points in the down richtung or the down position. So to do that, I just write arrow. Let's say down. Okay, this one is good. This one is good. I really want something that looks exactly like this. Let's say drop down. Voila, that's it. Drop down. Okay, that's it. So you click on it, you copy the GXS file, and that's it. For example, I want it to be here. Let's say chat GPT. So after doing that, I can just paste the GXS file, and I take the corresponding import. So yeah, and I import it here. So normally this guy is useless because this library I'm not using React library here, so I just need to leave it and import everything. So if you now go and see, it is supposed to work. So it's taking some time. Yeah, does it. ChatGPT, and here's the icon. So what I can do here, I can simply say flex item. Let's say flex item is already sufficient. That's it. So that's everything. That's how you can basically use the lucide React library. Hello, Tripshem. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the people that are encouraging the live. It's really pleasing. So thank you very much. So if you guys have any question, something like that, just let me know, and I will just answer it. Good. Okay, now what we are going to do instead, we're going to create a component for this drop down menu. That's just it. So eventually I've already created a component for the drop down menu so that this live does not last or stay too much. It's not too long. So you can just go here on this create a gig for gig. You guys will see the code. Here's the main code. So I took this code, I am modified so that it really looks like, yeah, it looks like what we are wanting, what we aspire to do. So here is the code. So let me just open my file here and give it to you guys. So here's the code. Is it? So when you create this component and modify it, so I'll explain it a little bit because we're going to create another drop down menu here. So basically here we have the drop down functionality that's been represented by that's been done with the use of the use state. So that's it. Yeah, and you have the outer div, yeah, and you have the buttons, everything that's needed. So let me first of all, and inside this component, I also created a component for lock and sign button. So now if I try to import this code or export this code to my header, you guys will see that we shall have an error. So now let me just first of all remove this. Like, let me delete this guy. Let me import drop down. That's not the correct thing. I've forgotten how we do again this spelling. Do we have to let's say drop down, yeah, and here I will use drop down. Let's say yeah, drop down. Yeah. And if I open it, normally the website is not supposed to work. Yeah, because of this log sign punch component that I created. That's present here, but it's not present. It's a component file, component folder. So I pre-created it, so I've already created it. So let me just give it the name log. Wait. There's an error here. First of all, I need to make sure that the name here is the same as the name. You see, there's an error here. So normally it's supposed to be drop down here. Yeah, it's supposed to be drop down with small d. Yeah, that's it. And inside the import statement, I will change this to small d and delete everything here. Normally, if I say something like this, or from say things component things like this, drop down, correct. Oh, it's not working. Let's see, the file name is not included. Yeah, because I need to take it from the component folder. Say now drop down. I think now it's better. Let me check how I imported the other one. Log sign. Yeah, it's better. Oh yeah, even like this is better. It's better. So I will show you guys the login and sign in component that I created. So I pre-created so that the life is not that long. Should not that stay long. You guys can see that here we have login and sign up for free. The same type of button, and we have the same button here. So these two buttons appear twice on the website. So instead of creating them individually every time, we can use a React component for that. So and anytime that we need to anytime that we need to see the login and the sign up for free buttons, we simply reuse the component, and that's basically the main facility with React. Like for real, that's the best part with React. So now what I'm going to do here is just create the login and sign up. I don't know again how we do this spelling stuff, but I'll just leave it like this and paste it here. That's it. So now if I go, normally it's supposed to work. Login and sign. Okay, yes, sign up. Let me copy this guy. Okay. Okay. Good. Everything is now working, but not perfectly. So now let's go down back to this drop down menu, to this header. Sure. Maybe it's because this drop down is not correct. If I remove it, you see that's there. So the problem is with the drop down. Drop down. It's not well imported, does it? So let me copy this to make sure that I import it very well. So yeah, copy this, drop down. Yeah. Let's say drop down. Oh, that's an error. I don't know why it's not working. Let me see. Should I do exactly like this? Okay, let me just copy and do the same thing. So let's say drop down, and here, for example, let me see, drop down with small t. Okay, we have another error which says fail to resolve import drop down. Okay, we still have the same error. So does the file exist? Okay, there's an error here. Interesting. Let me remove everything. Let me delete this. Okay. Let me create again another drop down .js. Now let me paste what I have here. Save it. And go to my header. Remove everything. Let me put this completion stuff. Maybe you can help me. So I can import. So top down capital T. Okay. Ah, see the errors here is with the D. Good. Oh, we still have the same problem. Let me delete this guy. What's the error? Let me ask ChatGPT. So what's the error here? It's taking too much time to respond. Change the import path. Okay, it's because of that. Okay, let me see. Okay, maybe the errors will be the import path. Okay, chop down. But that does not correspond to the name of the file. Okay, I see. But the name of the file here is this guy. I don't know why it's not even working. So yeah, if I click here, you guys, normally there's supposed to be an image here, so you guys can see that it's basically the same. So now we're going to generate the image. I'm going to copy this image and like come here and paste it and see what. Okay, we have the image. So now let's go to data. So let's go down to the drop menu and look for the image tag. Here's the chevron. Your sub-end is just to put the thing at the end. We remove everything, and here inside here, since we are talking about, we are using a button, we remove the outline. So that's just it. I'll keep the code, I'll show the code, I'll put the code at your disposition. So here's the image tag for everything. So the image tag that's supposed to be here, sorry. And so I'll just go here and delete this guy and say image. Image born png. That's it. So let me further remove the AI completion stuff because it will start disturbing. So now if okay, here's it. It's not that the same, but it's a little bit, maybe the image is a little bit, should be larger. Let me give it a height of 40. Okay, I think it's better now. Now it's better. Okay, and here is the login main button. So normally here when I create it, it does not have this cursor effect, so I'll just put it there. So where's the cursor? Yeah. Where's the button? So yeah, I'll just say cursor pointer. So if I go, I think it's changing. There's an error. I don't think this is correct. Let's go to the Tailwind stuff. Cursor pointer. Let's say pointer. Let's see what's happening. Cursor pointer. Let me look at the syntax. Okay, yeah. Here's it. So now if I go, it's not working. Not working, not working. Normally it's supposed to be clickable. But why can't we click it? Button. Okay, again, yeah. I have seen the error. It's because I wrote cursor, not cursor. Yeah, now it's working. So I can leave it back to bottom and come over here. Just say cursor pointer. So now that's it. Good. I can, let's say for example for the sign up free, let's go and sign up free. We have this. Okay, I can just leave it like that. So I thought that there was a particular link here, but nothing. So that's it for the first Dropbox, and we shall move on to the next part. So let me close everything. The next part is a third div here. So this div, guys, wait, let me go on the light. Okay, so now let me drink some water before we continue. Hope that you guys are enjoying your life. Okay. Okay, now let us continue with the next part. So yeah, the next part, let me remove this border stuff on the drop down menu. Let me remove everything here. Let me remove the flex. Let me also, I can just remove everything, even the div, because that's it. Okay, now the next section is this part. Here, for example, I will give it in space. I will say padding instead. Padding on the horizontal axis. Okay. pattern on the horizontal axis, I'll give it to 4. Okay, and the space between them, space between a different element, I'll give it to 4 also. Okay, good. Okay. So now for this login and sign up button that we have here, these two guys, we can simply delete everything here and call import our prompt, our component. Yeah, the name of the component here is log and sign, so that it just appears. So I'll just say, yeah, copy this thing here. The name of the file is log and sign. Oh, sorry. Log and sign. And the name of the component is, let's go and look for the name of the component. Yeah, copy it. Does it? On here, I'll just like, yeah, copy this guy, paste it here, delete the log. Good, we have that thing. So now the help icon, so let me increase the screen size. Good, we have everything done. So now let me remove the outer borders so that you guys can see the result. Wow, good. Okay, now the next part here is this section, this drop down menu. I don't know if, because I want to take a snapshot of it, but nevertheless it's the same. So we shall, I'll create a component like herb. I'll just name the component herb component. Or let me just leave it herb.jsx. And inside here, I'll create a component. Okay, now inside the component, I will use the same codes, but not basically the same thing, but I will use the same code from this drop down menu. So read this guy, close this guy, drop down menu, let me say, yeah, like this. Oh, it's not open. Oh, okay, I see why it's not okay. It's not so I'll just copy the whole thing, delete here, paste, just make sure the name is herb is not defined. Then where's the name? Oh yeah, I need to call it herb. Now it's defined. Okay, good. Now let us go and look for this icon here. Down the top, icons, help. Yeah, which icon does it represent? This one. it's not here. So let's say maybe equations. Wow, good. Yes, it. So let me just copy the. You can also copy the SVG, or you just copy this guy. So I'll leave the use state, and I will just take this guy circle and paste it here, and delete this guy. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. So now let us focus on doing something great now. Let me import this inside my header. So the next import will be like import help from this guy. Sorry. Import. Good. So now I will put it here. So help. Okay, there's an issue. It's because of this guy. So maybe the project's not correct. Yeah, because for example, I need to delete this guy and put a circle here. Okay, that's it. Okay, then we'll move this ChatGPT stuff. Next thing is open. Is there something? Yes, this logging stuff. It's not supposed to be here. Good. Yeah, now it's showing on the right hand side. Left, right, on the right hand side. Whereas when I show it here, it shows on the left hand side. So to change it, I think it's supposed to be top left. Click. Okay, it's not here. Top right. So it's back right. Where is it again? Oh, before even doing that, let me clean everything here so that we can have something really, really nice. Inline flex, blah 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 blah. Okay, here is correct. So yes, okay. We want this one. Now the drop down menu, here's it. The outer div, here's it. Absolute left, I think should be right here. I think not. Good. That's it. So now let me remove this image. What again? Okay, I think that's all. Let me remove. This. So now the thing that I will do here is, you guys see that there is two sections there. We can just simply, there are many sections, and if I click on it, we have an open to the next page. So it's pretty straightforward to do that. It's true that we can use a prompt, create another component here and use props to make sure that everything really works fine. Guys, give me a minute. just continue. So let me show. Okay, show good, show good, show good. So now there's the menu items. So here's it. We're going to take it as menu item, and here copy it. So let me just leave it like that. So give it this guy try text. Say div. The first div here is C plans and pricing. And pricing. Second div here is settings. The third div here is help center release note. Help center. So help center release note. Term and policies. Now it's good. So leave this guy. I mean, copy, paste. Yeah. Paste. Paste. And that's one paste. Okay, good. So now you guys see that there is a little bit space here. It's an horizontal line after settings. Where is settings? There are no settings. Okay, yeah, settings. If I can just move right here. Still something. So horizontal line. Okay. It's not that big, so let's stick up. Plus padding x-axis. No, let's imagine. Let's say 4. Okay, it's better now. It's true that it's bigger. It's because of this padding stuff. But nevertheless. Now let us go and look for this arrow. I'll not put every icon, I'll just put these arrows. New page. Arrow. This one is good. This one is also good. So which one is it? Okay. It's not this one, it's this one. So now I'll just copy it here. Import. No, sorry. Just place it here. Move upright. So okay, good. It's working. So I'll just say flex. It's too big. Move this block stuff. Flex. I don't know if I can modify this. Flex. Let's say serve and good. And space. Let's say let's say padding on the right, padding left. Let's give it 8. It's not okay. Can we say padding? Let's say padding. Let's say 8. Okay. 4. It's not okay. I think that we can edit this now. I did it here. Flex, okay, flex. As I put flex. Yeah, I think let me try. I don't think so. Space X. Oh. Oh, okay. Disappearing. Margin. Okay, good. Yeah, padding does not make sense. Margin is better. Okay. I'll the same thing with then put this completion stuff. Maybe you help me to that. Move up, right? That's it. The text is too big. I'll put it where the text size here around there. Text size, text size, text size. And text medium. Okay, put it small. Okay, it's too small. Okay, medium. I'll just leave it at as all. Normally, just like a button, big button, so it's not creative. So I'll put it like a button. So button type. Also, sorry. Type button. Href. Now I would say like cursor pointer. I also say over visual white 10. Good. It's too big. So button. So I'll say rounded 2 weeks. Not bad. Yeah. So now I'll just increase the padding again. Yeah. 8 is good. Good. Okay. But I have the impression it's too big. Oh. Hello. Let me try it. Eventually, you cannot break ChatGPT with that. Ah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. we can break ChatGPT with that. Ah, thank you. Wow. I never knew that was possible. So now the text is smaller. Text size. I don't really know what's the text size here, so that's why it's a little bit confusing. So I will just give it a, let's say, text size XL. XL is good. Padding stuff is like hell. So look. Let's say put it right. So okay. So that's it for this section. Normally if I want to put I need, if I click here, it's supposed to work. Because of this type, maybe let me delete it. Why is it not working? But nevertheless, that's how we can use this library. Very nice. Very nice. We can even modify the size, modify the shape, modify the size, the color, global styling like this one. You can even animate it. Wow, good. Okay, I'll leave these guys like this. Maybe what's this button for? The outer button. The size of the menu, let me make sure the size of the menu is not that big. Let me reduce the size of the menu. Okay, maybe now if I like copy this guy, come here, and since it's settings, and let me delete all these friends, all these my friends. Good, but good. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. But the problem is that there's this space, and you see here, for example, there's no space. There's a space between these two. So what I can do here is the width. Let me give it a measure. Good. No. 50. Good. Oh, I think now I'll leave it like that, and I'll move to the next step, the main section, because yeah, I suppose it's already dark here. Let me look at the live on my tablet. You guys should not forget to like, comment the live. It really helps. So I think that it's already dark. So what I'm going to do now is that I'll just put out the structure of the skeleton of the main section, and we shall continue maybe tomorrow. So let me close everything. Main section, here's it. Main section, here's it. Okay, now here in the main section, we basically just have so we basically just have this middle section like this. So basically you can create I can create two different div for that if I want. So that's the the power, the superpower with React. React really gives you this ease to think about, to really design the thing, really design the web application as you want. So what I will do here, basically, I'll just have one div like this, one big div, and inside it I'll have this one div and a text like this. That's just it. So now the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to style the first div. So let me remove this guy and say the inner div. Say inner div. Let me remove this. I don't like this React stuff. Normally, you're not supposed to import any library that you don't use. Well, I should leave it for tomorrow. Today, tomorrow. Let me do it today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to make sure that the div that's inside my, let's say text here, that's inside my main section to be a flex. So I always like to put this border stuff so that you guys can understand. But normally when you're already good at seeing, let's say green, good. When you're already used to do this, in doing this thing, you can basically work on it without putting these borders. But this border is just for learning. Let me say which other color do I know? I don't know anymore. Okay, not bad. The first thing I will do here, I will say turn it into a flex box. First thing. The second thing I will do here is turn it with a flex column so that the thing should line up vertically. Oh, there's an error here. No, just border. Okay. Move this AI completion stuff because it's disturbing. So now what I'm going to do here is change it to a flex call. So now the thing is lying vertically. So I want that this input section to be in the middle, and I want also the other div here to be at the end. So what I can do now here is, I think that I can say justify center. Okay, you guys see that? Yeah, this input, let's say input area, let me call it input div. That's it. And here we have text. Okay, that's the thing. So I think now that we are basically done with it, now I will want that the div I want the main div, so the outer div, to take the full height of the space that's been given to him. So I will just say full. That's it. We are done. Now the next step that we're going to do now is to create a div for the input area. So for this input area stuff, this guy here. No, sorry, we're going to work on that div, not create, because the div already exists. So now to work on the div is pretty straightforward. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'll first of all create again inside it a div that will contain this this heading, the first thing, and second div that will contain the form, and maybe a third div. I don't really know if I have to leave this guy at the end, because yeah, I can basically say justify n, and justify n will take everyone to the end. Justify in between, let's say between. Okay, the guy climbed. Let's say now justify scratch. Okay, I'll just say justify center here. I'll put this text inside here, inside this div, maybe. Yes, inside this div. Let's say term and policies. Terms and policies. Policy. That's it. So let me do this guy. So now let me create the div that I was talking about for the input and the text. So the first div I'm going to create is a div for the input area. So we call it input area. That's it. The second thing I'm going to create, so now I'm going to style everything. So before styling everything, I'll show you guys a little bit how it looks like. So eventually I'll create inside it another div here, and this div is going to contain the heading. So the h1 element, let's see what are they asking you, what's on your agenda today. Sorry. And the second thing that it's going to contain is a form element. You see, hi, I am form. I am form. That's it. So the form is for this input box. So the form is for this input box. So that's basically all what you need to create, and we have our last div, which is for this guy here. Normally I can just say text center. So text center here, and the guy will go at the center of the div. That's it. So eventually it's going to represent this text on the text is really on that, so let me just copy it, paste it here, save it. Okay, I will want this guy to go on the maybe let me cut this guy and put him inside here, and let me say grow. Oh, it's growing too much. I cannot do to put him down. Okay, I know. Serve n, maybe serve n. Serve def. I think that I will open my Tailwind roadmap. Tailwind. Tailwind. So this is my 20% that you need to build any Tailwind stuff. Where is it? Self start, self end, self center. Wrap, other, no, base. I want the guy to go at the end. Where is this div? Where is this div? Where is it? Okay, close this guy. Justify center. Justify in between. I'm going to figure out after. That's after. So now let us focus here. As I said, the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that I work on this input area and make it interesting. So put format here. Save. And let me first thing is it input area. I'll give it a class name. I'll gonna style it here. Type name. I'll give it flex. First thing. So now it's true that you cannot see because I didn't put this border. So yeah, I'll give you a flex call so that everything will be lined vertically. Flex call. Okay. So now flex call just makes everything to lines or vertically. So the next thing I'm going to do is use justify center. Nobody's supposed to work. Let me see. Sorry. This is the wrong guy. I don't think it's here that I'm supposed to work this guy. I think it's supposed to be here. That's still okay. Interesting. try something here. So MC XY here. Okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. Center. Center. So yeah, I'll give you like a padding of here, and I'll use this flex one row so that the thing should grow all over the. So the thing should grow all over the width of this outer div. So now inside here, I will try and make something interesting, style it so that you guys can see. So class, I'll give it class name. I'll first of all say maximum width to be. So the maximum width is a width that we're not supposed to. So it's a width that we're not supposed to. How they calling it again? The div is not supposed to cross. So maximum width of 3xl. The next thing that I will do here is to make sure that I want to center all the elements in the middle. So for that I'll use mx auto. So margin in the horizontal axis auto. After doing so, I will make sure that the width is full, and I'll also make sure that center does not change. I think that is there. That's it. That's the first thing. That's just it that you have to do here. So now I will leave it like that for today, and we shall see in the next live where we shall continue building the thing up. So hope you enjoy the live, guys.